benefits of that nature?
Mm-mm.
Do you know if other people did?
I didn't know about it. See, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, cause I learned about how a lot of those loans and benefits that came about. Like that's how the suburbs really came about. Was because a lot of soldiers came back from the war and they got special loans to go and get housing, right? And they had oh, there's Cody. She's coming back. And they had discriminated against a lot of the soldiers, you know, racism, and they didn't allow black soldiers to get those loans coming back. So I was just wondering if you knew anything about that, but it sounds like you didn't.
No.
You didn't hear much about that. Did you suffer any injuries while you were in the military? Did you suffer any injuries while you were in the military?
No, I didn't.
Wow, made it out.
I made it out good.
Wow, that is a blessing.
Yeah, like I said, when I got hit, we'd be maybe another ship would come and pick us up. You know, we could transfer to another ship.
So you heard about Pearl Harbor when it happened, huh?
Yeah, I was 7 days out of South Africa when they piped it down in our ship. You know, that war was going on.
Wow.
And we was on our way to South Africa with a load that then.
Now, why were you taking people to soldiers to South Africa? What was going on in South Africa?
I don't know. We just they were hard to tell us nothing. It was more than secret, like secret thing. I don't know why. You know.
So you were taking soldiers to South Africa?
We had a load of soldiers.
Wow.
Our ship was loaded.
Wow.
So many, so many thousands.
Did you all ever go to Europe to take soldiers to Europe or just Africa?
Different places, but we would go different places. Yeah, we come back, get another load, and take them to another place. And another time, we didn't know where it was. They take them in and let them off, get them off the ship. And we didn't know where we were, but they would tell us where we were, Wow.
Right. And let me ask you this: was because you talked about Joe Louis in boxing. Was Muhammad Ali a really big figure, character in your time? Was Muhammad Ali like? Did everybody go and talk about him? Want to go watch him? And like, how was it to have Muhammad Ali in
He was
his prime?
popular. He put it popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put it popular. Yeah. And I think he had a place in here in Michigan somewhere. He had a home.
A home.
Yeah. Yeah, some part of Michigan. Yeah.
And was there a lot of talk when Malcolm X was killed? Was there a lot of talk when Martin Luther King was killed? What was it like during that time?
King was, it was kind of popular,
Yeah.
Yeah, what he was doing. Yeah, it was real nice. Yeah, it made headlines.
Right, for sure. Yeah. And did you see any changes that happened as a result of the civil rights? Like, what kind of changes did you remember? Like, oh well, now we can do this. Like, was there any major changes to how people treated others after civil rights?
No, in my case, it was just smooth sailing because I never had no discrimination more or less, Like I said, I never had a person to call me Negro until I got here, Yeah, so.
No, come on, no.
I didn't have no problem with discrimination. Of course, at home, at one time back, and you go, like a drugstore, you could go in a drugstore, and you could order you would order you a hamburger or something, but you had to go outside, pick it up, That's about the only discrimination I had. And like I said, when I go to the movie, I had to go upstairs.
Right.
I paid down, I couldn't go in.
Did you ever get in any fights over discrimination or racism?
Right. No, indeed.
Wow.
That's the only part of discrimination I knew was that, what I tell you, that about the only discrimination was against me, And then I walked in about New York and the joker broke the glass, As I got to over here.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I had pretty nice with discrimination.
So what did you do after all your kids? What did you do after all your kids grew up and moved out the house? What did you do?
I love my church. I was a church man.
You're the church man. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you were heavily involved in church?
Yeah, I was on the usher board. I was on
Usher board. Oh, I used to be usher. I used to be usher.
Great about my church.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I was usher president at one time, and managed all ushers for a church. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to drive the van. Bus van to pick up people for church and everything. Yeah, I was a Sunday school teacher. I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things. Yeah, he was just telling me about how he was a church man and how he was on the usher board and so forth. And whatnot.
Yeah. And I tried to get my kids to go to church. Take them to church.
Sure. What kind of influence did your first wife's dad have over you? He was a minister, right?
My wife minister.
Your wife's dad.
Yeah, he was a minister, but I didn't have no dealing with him more than that.
Okay.
But I remember when I asked him for my wife, and he said, okay, said you take care of her good, and if you think you can't get along, then bring her back home.
Okay. Wow.
But the only deal most I had with I asked him for,
her hand in marriage. And that was custom to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't just go get married.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
And he was a minister too, He was a minister.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm talking and we're recording. You need to be patient, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go lay down? Go take a nap?
He said, you can't get along, bring on back home.
Well, you be patient. We'll eat.
Don't hurt her or nothing like that.
Right. No, I mean, I had a talk with Cody's dad, and her brother, and it was kind of funny too because when I had talked to Cody's brother, we were at his house, and it's like before Cody and I even got married, of course, and I went to visit and meet her family and friends, and not Minneapolis, what is it called? Minnesota. And we're all in the living room, it's going good, we're all watching TV, and then all of a sudden I look around and nobody's around but me and her brother. And I'm like, here we go. And he said, come here, man, I want to talk to you for a minute. I was like, here we go. I expected it, but I didn't think it was just going to be like, poof, like they all going like ninjas. I'm like, where everybody at? And there's just him and I sitting in the living room. And he had two pictures. He showed a picture. He said it was a picture of Cody and her dad. And there was a picture of Cody and him. And he's like 20 years older than Cody. So he old enough to be her dad, right? So he's like, look, show you something. This is my baby girl, and this is my father's daughter, he had to talk with me basically, and I respected that, and I told him what my intentions were with Cody and so forth, and JJ, have a seat, JJ, have a seat. Sit the right way. Thank you, sir. And quiet. I need you to be quiet. And so, hey, JJ, 10 years from now, you're gonna watch this. You're gonna see your behavior. You're gonna see Dad telling you about being quiet and you not wanting to listen. Okay, all right. You gonna see this, and you go like, Dad, why are you showing that again? Exactly. But he had to talk with me, and I think that's like, customary, and that's what should be done. So it's interesting to hear that he had to talk with you, and that he said, look, if y'all can't get along, just bring her home. Like, really, obviously cared about his daughter, enough to say, hey, if y'all can't get along, she always got a place to come back to,
No fighting, none of that stuff, that's out,
Yeah.
Don't get on her.
Yeah.
I said, I done raised her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you ain't got to do nothing in that category.
Right. Bring it back home.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
I thought that was real nice, but I never forget.
JJ, go sit down. Stop getting in front of the camera, please. And Sassy, you can barely see you on camera. Just let you know. Be obedient. Sit down. Why don't you play the video game?
It doesn't. Your visa doesn't work anymore.
Why doesn't it work, buddy?
And my mother-in-law, she loved to make wine, you know.
Yeah.
Wine, and we would go out and get blackberry and stuff, make some wine or whatever.
They stomp it. How did it, yeah, yeah.
Love to make it wine. She always had wine for us. Yeah, great about that wine.
Oh yeah.
But what did you think about Mayor Young when he became mayor?
I don't even want to talk about that, bro. I don't want to talk about that bad boy.
Oh, Mayor Young, you didn't want to talk about him, huh?
Young?
Yeah.
Oh, I think about that other guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Kwame.
Yeah, I think about
Yeah.
Kwame.
What do you think about Mayor Young?
Oh, I
Kwame
thought it was
Young?
wonderful. I thought it was beautiful. You know, I got stopped by them 4 guys in them cars or something, don't call them. I got
Yes.
stopped for no reason at all about
Right.
them.
Uh-huh.
And he stopped all of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
What happened? What were you talking about?
The first black mayor of
Yeah,
Detroit,
Detroit.
Michigan. I
Uh-huh.
asked him what did he think of them, and he said he thought a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he was saying how they used to have scout cars with 4 policemen in it, and they used
they
to
stopped
harass
you in
the
a minute.
people.
Stopped
Oh,
in
you
a
used to get
minute.
stopped a lot?
Yeah, I got stopped. Going to work. We going to work and get stopped.
Yeah, just stop, pull over people for no reason, just because they could.
You know, that still happens. That still happens on a
In
regular
Detroit,
basis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love
Like they had this thing in New York and other places too, but it was major news in New York where they had what they call stop and frisk. So cops would just randomly just stop you and just pat you down.
At all. Like,
You know,
Yeah.
and they just supposedly ended it. What, last year or year before? But yeah, it's still.
I was part, me and my wife, part Bean Van and her sister and my brother. We just parked and we was just sitting and talking. Them old guys like that and them 4 cars or whatever they call them. He come up holler, and made me, my brother get out the car. I had a little knife. You know, about this, but he taken it out of my pocket and broke the, broke the blade.
They bad, huh? They bad. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, boy, I'm so glad when Young stopped that stuff, boy. Wow. Yeah, no, he kinda I'll be going to work and get stopped for no reason at all or something, you know.
So they would just ask you questions?
Mm-hmm.
Like where are you going?
They want to look at the car, look at it or something, you know. Yeah, they were nasty.
What year did you guys have was the first black man?
It was kind of early, you know. Yeah, in the 40s and 50s, you know. Yeah.
What of all the years that you've been on the planet, what decade range? Like, was it the 80s? Was it the 90s? What decade has been your favorite? Like, I remember the
70 were bad.
Oh, 72 years.
Yeah, no.
Oh wow! What kind of artists were out in the 70s in terms of music? Like who was on the radio in the 70s? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Some of your favorite artists was like B.B. King, you know, wasn't it? B.B. King and the blues.
Yeah,
Like the blues.
Yeah. And religion singers, you know. Crazy about singers.
Mahalia Jackson was one.
Yeah. Sister wrote, Sister wrote art or something.
You play a lot of music
Get this
in
guy?
the house? Did you have a lot of music in the house?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Though I do remember some old Ray Charles.
Raining in Georgia. Raining all over the world.
So what did you think about when Barack Obama was elected president? Like what did you like? I talked to Aunt Faye and Aunt Ed and Aunt Mary, and they all said they never thought it would happen in their lifetime. You know, and that's interesting to hear. You know.
Yeah, I thought about Martin Luther King more, you know. I figured he had, played such a role in all that stuff, you know. Martin Luther King, that was my man, boy. Yeah, like it. And he did a lot for us. We could go in the drugstore and sit at the counter. For then, Like I said, I go to the drugstore to order me something, but I had to go outside.
So you go in to the
I go in and
drugstore,
make my order, but I had to go back out and pick it up around the back.
and somebody would just open the door and give it to you.
No, I had to go around the back and give it to me.
No, I mean right. And then when you go out the back, or when you go around to the back, they'll open the back door and just hand you.
Yeah, my order.
Wow, like I hear about these things. Like I've never experienced that. You know what I mean?
You already had to go through that.
I've experienced a different set of racism, discrimination, but not so much in your face racism, right? So to hear that you have to actually go to, and it seems like such a small thing, right? Like you literally just handed me something in a different place.
Right. Then they took your money. They sold it to you.
Right.
Why can't you give it to me?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's
You know, yeah, I had you.
Yeah.
Hand it right back to me.
Let me ask you this, because I asked Aunt Faye and Mary a similar question. Why do you think white people treated black people so bad? Like during those, like even today, but even more so since your time was more, you know, when you're younger, at least back then. What was the thought process for you all when you were younger, like 19, 20? Like what did you think about? Like why do these people treat us so bad? Like what were your thoughts about that thing?
I can't say nothing but the color. Your color, you was dark hair, you know.
Right. No, I get that, but why? Why? Like, did you ever ponder why does my the color of my skin matter so much to them?
I never put it together on that. I guess never thought of that. I didn't know you were colored. You were treated different, you know.
Did it feel normal back then? Like this is just the way it is.
Just the way it is. Yeah, with me, it's just the way it was. I didn't know any different, you know. I thought that way of things on, you know. Like I said, when I go to the movie, I could get my ticket, pay for my ticket, but I had to go around, go upstairs. I couldn't
To the
go
balcony.
And
And it's so strange because now today the best seats are usually the balcony seats. You know, like when you go to opera, everybody wants to be in the balcony or at least the front row. You know,
yeah, you do that, but then it was a must, you know.
Right. Yeah, it was a must. It was a must.
That's the way of life, yeah, you know.
Right.
Well, no big things.
Right.
Pay my,
And do you think, like, you talked about your dad had a farm, you guys all worked the farm, and you would go and sell the cotton in the town. Do you guys ever think that you got the same price as white people for your cotton?
Yeah, we thought we got the same price. Yeah, they cut their weight, the way you cotton and stuff, you know, the way. You know, so we got the best, got to have a deal, you know.
And did your parents ever talk to you guys about how to deal with white people when you would go into town? Like, hey, don't y'all talk to those white people any kind of way, or you know, when y'all go to town, y'all stick together, or you know, when you talk to a white person, this is how you talk to them. Or did your parents ever teach you about how to deal?
No, they never told us anything about it.
You just kind of learned.
Down. We more let know our minimum, we know our distance somehow or another, you know. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question on that cotton. When you got the price for the cotton, but didn't you have to give when you sharecropping, didn't they have to give so much of that money to the man who owned the farm?
It's so happened, I don't know too much about that. I heard of the sharecropper, but my dad was a sharecropper, more or less. He had his own, you know, we had our own territory, and he go in town, grow the cotton, and get paid, or whatever. Yeah, I didn't know too much about that sharecropping, you know. Like I said, by my dad, I don't know whether he had something that by his mother met that white man, you know, I don't know if that had something to do with it or not, you know.
Maybe help.
Yeah.
What, did you ever experience anything with the Ku Klux Klan?
Never been in nothing with the Ku Klux Klan.
Wow, that's a good thing. Yeah,
Wow.
that you didn't know anything.
That's interesting.
Most of it I just see maybe, you know, years ago I would see it, you know. Yeah, but I didn't know nothing about the Ku Klux Klan when we were lucky enough in our time.
Like, did you just not see them, or did you not know about them?
How much didn't know about it because I never seen them. I never seen them. I didn't know about it.
It was something that they didn't have radios and whatnot. So like getting the news, like you didn't really know much about life,
Communicating.
Right.
No radio.
Well, Dad, all the racism you were saying the first time somebody called you a nigger was up here in Michigan.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. He was telling about that lady upstairs.
Out of all my years, first time you better get called a nigga over there down there,
Right. Yeah, I was saying to them, for white people at that time, it's like drinking water, breathing air. It's just what you call people.
Regular word, nigga, down there over there. I bet you get called a nigga at home.
Wow.
When you walk down the street, did you actually?
Oh yeah, you got to get up. You got to get up to the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that a lot of times, but I never.
So when that happened, you would see white people come. Did you have to look away, or like what were the rules during that time?
Get them the right away. You got to get them the right away. Anytime you come in contact with them, you got.
Whether there was mud in the
no,
street,
the sidewalk, baby, sidewalk. It would be,
No, I mean like, did you have to get over into the gutter?
No.
Or you just had to move over?
I was a little place. Most had sidewalk. I never had to go out in the country. I never did see them out in the country no way.
Right.
I was in the country most of the day. I had to go to town before I would see most of them.
And so they would walk in, and then you had to stop and
Get
move
up
over.
sidewalk. You got to get them the sidewalk.
It don't matter how old they were. If it was a little white boy or girl, same thing.
The little white one, you didn't do that too much. You didn't pay that too much attention.
But when it was an adult,
grown on. Yeah, you gotta give them that sidewalk.
Wow.
You maybe been afraid to. I guess it was something. You didn't have to. Like who told you to give that? But you didn't have that fear. I guess must have been fear.
And did you ever play with any like white kids? Did you ever have any white friends growing up?
No, I didn't. My way was that color section more or less.
And you said you had a white buddy that left a bar with you one time because of racism from the bartender throwing your glass down after you were drunk out of it.
Yeah, he broke it. After I got through my beer, he picked my glass up and broke it. Right there, like make sure I could see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you have a lot of white friends?
I said so. In the Navy. Oh shoot, I had a lot of them,
And they treated you okay? They never.
Very much so. What makes so big? I read that book. What's the name of that book? That book of I can't think of the name of that book.
What was it about?
A color, more or less. There was a lot of color in there. In the book, it had nigger in there quite a bit in the book I was reading. Going with the Wind, I believe it was.
Going with the Wind.
Yeah. Well, nigger was in there so much in that book. I don't know if you ever read it or not.
No.
I read it. Oh, nigger. And I had the book. And
see, they even today when they show Gone with the Wind and posters, they'll play the movie on TV and so forth and whatnot, but they never talk about those type of things. That's interesting.
And I was reading it, but it's a big book too, pretty thick big book. And I was reading it, and one of my white friends, he said, "When you get the book, let me read it." And I wouldn't let him read it because nigger was in there so much. Nigger in that book.
Why didn't you want him to read it?
Cause he said nigger so much, he make him some idea. And we would get it.